Let me kick you off. Okay. Try now. Which ring? Let me kick. Ring. Let me kick you off. Okay. Try now. Which ring? Let me kick you off.
Testing. Testing sound. Can you hear anything? Testing sound. Here we go.
Ring. Let me kick you off.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, here, I'll let you.
Turn it.
Okay. We'll do this.
Alright.
There.
We'll just have to-
Okay.
It says-
Live pause. We'll be back soon. Here we go.
Cancel. I don't want to end the live.
Alright.
Yeah, we got-
We're back.
We're back? Okay, let's get this. All of our positioning work is to be redone. So here we go. All right. So we not this is all twisted. Here we go. All right, we're back.
Remember, there is a delay
There's a delay.
with the screen.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Do we have sound now? Yes, we have sound. Okay, this is Kevin Harris with Architect Talk. We're going to do Fix the Floor Plan live tonight. Would someone please confirm we have sound now? Hope so. Great. Here we go. We have sound. So good. Anyway, I'm here to ask before we get started. In 5 minutes at 6, I'd like to answer any questions anyone has. Jason, thank you for confirming we have sound. We started earlier, and for some reason we didn't have sound, but we've got that bug fixed, and I look forward to going over the floor plan and sharing with you how I took this existing floor plan. I'm going to analyze what's wrong with it, or what I think is wrong with it, and then share with you how I plan to fix it, and then show you the floor plan as it's been fixed. So does anyone have any questions about custom residential architecture or houses or anything? Just let me know. I'd be happy to answer. So we've got a realtor that joined, someone who knows a lot about houses. That's wonderful. Andrew, welcome. Maddie, welcome. All right, Kathleen O, welcome. Let me see. Any questions? Any questions? I'll be happy to answer them. So we've got Debbie joined. Any question? Realtor. Where are you a realtor, Rajan? How to read the floor map easily. Okay, well, this is the floor plan. Architects always like to start with the floor plan, and then we'll go into the 3D. So it's the most common layout for a lanai. There are all sorts of lanais. It's just a wonderful outdoor space that you're going to have. So there's lots of them. I think a lanai needs to work with the house and with your access from the house and to the exterior, which is very important. So, any other? Where are you guys coming from? University of Michigan, Johnny? Wonderful. Love your school. A lot of good architects have graduated from University of Michigan. They do a lot of great research there as well. No sprinklers, right? No sprinklers in houses typically. let me see. Don't you think the closed kitchen is so isolated? Oh, don't get me started. I'm going to be getting into that in 2 minutes. I'm going to start, and I'm starting with the kitchen in this house. Very good eyes, Yasin. This kitchen is a disaster. It's isolated. It's also a hallway, and there are many other problems with it. So yes, I do think it's isolated. Thank you for the compliment from Brownsville, Texas. Wonderful. I was in Dallas and Houston yesterday, and then drove back to Baton Rouge so I could do this tonight. All right, sprinkler systems. You're a pipe fitter, and some houses in New York have sprinkler systems. This is true. And on the really larger houses we do, I think a sprinkler system is excellent. It's typically not required, at least in Louisiana. I'm not aware that it is. But on the sprinkler systems are not a bad thing to have. Especially if there's a fire, you need to get it at the source. So great. All right, well, we are 1 minute from starting, and so we'll be ready to get going. So thank you for your compliments, and thank you for coming back. It's great to be back doing this, and then in 1 or 2 weeks, we'll be doing another TikTok Live. I've got another project where we're converting a house that's originally a ranch on a slab, and we're going to convert it into a French colonial home. So if you can imagine that, it's quite a change. At any rate, we'll get started now. So here we go. This is Kevin Harris with Architect Talk, Fix the Floor Plan Live. And I'm dealing now with a raised house in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, approximately 1,700 square feet. And there's a garage here with a storage room added to it, and then it's a little concrete outdoor deck. There's a raised deck in the back with a small covered area or trellis work over it. And then, so what's the problem with this floor plan? Well, the first thing, which has already been pointed out, was the kitchen. So here is the kitchen, right here. And what's the problem with the kitchen? One, the kitchen is isolated from everything else. It's in its own room. Worse than that, the kitchen is made into a hallway because that's the only way to get outside from this whole living area. And the work triangle is pretty good. Here's your work triangle. However, if you have any guests helping you or visiting with you in the kitchen, they can't help out because they're going to be in the way of this triangle. So there's a lot of problems with the kitchen. The next item, yard access. Here's the yard, all over here, right? And the only way to get to that yard is through the kitchen, or worse actually, through the laundry room to the deck here. So the house and the living spaces all face the street. The house is on a corner, by the way. And so these windows face the street, but you can't get to the yard from this main living space, the den, living room, and dining room. So that's a problem, yard access. The third item, the utility room, which I mentioned a little while ago, it's dysfunctional. It's wide enough for a washer and dryer, but there's 2 doors into that room. So you open the door here, and then you can stand in the utility room and just work washer and dryer, and that's it. The only folding space you have is on the top of the washer and dryer. And then there's another door here that goes into the hallway right here, which is to the bedrooms. So the utility room needs serious help. It's just in the bad space. The primary suite. The owners would like to have a walk-in closet and their own bathroom. Right now, the house has 2 bathrooms. However, they're both set up as guest bathrooms. Here's one, and then here's the other one. Neither one is private to the owner's suite. And so you've got bedroom 1, 2, and 3. And here's the closet for the owners. This needs to be enlarged. And so this is sort of the pain points here are the kitchen, the utility room, and the lack of a primary suite. The third thing wrong with this house, the garage. These garage doors are only 8 feet wide, which means the garage is just under 20 feet by 20 feet. All right, a parking space without anything to worry about is usually 10 feet by 20 feet. But when you come in with your car, you can't open the door because there's another car next to it if you could get 2 cars in there neatly. Another thing is the previous owners of this house took part of the garage and added this storage room inside the garage, which makes this big enough for a golf cart, but not for a car. And they wanted to have parking for 2 cars. So that's a problem. The last issue I want to talk about is outdoor living. This is the outdoor living area. It's a raised house, so you either go through the laundry room or the kitchen, and you can get to this outdoor deck, which is only partially covered right here by a trellis. And then you look down 3 feet, and you've got your yard. So the house and the living and the outdoor covered areas, they don't connect to each other. They're all dysfunctional. They're separated, and they're all isolated. There are other issues about this house that we're going to call phase 2, and I'm not going to talk about it too much tonight, but if you take this area here, the front door is in a corner. It's very awkward to come up the steps and then over to the right is the front door. There's very little presence or curb appeal with that sort of arrangement. And then furthermore, these windows have this morning sun and the afternoon sun coming around because it's east and south. And so this room gets really hot during the day, or you take all these beautiful windows and you cover them up and you can't see outside. So it's not only is each room disconnected from the others, the house itself is disconnected from its site. And so I want to fix that. So how do we fix that? So let me get to that. So here we go. So we'll take this, and if you've seen me before, this is my handy dandy eraser. I'll white out and I'll remove things. So the first thing I'm gonna have on my list was the kitchen. So I'm going to remove this existing kitchen. And with a renovation, this one, like all other renovations, the only way you can economically justify renovating a house, I think, is to keep as much as you can of what's already there, all right? Now, I'm also gonna remove some beams and some walls. I'm gonna remove some walls and put in some beams. So if I remove this wall right here, okay, that means somewhere in the attic or in the ceiling, I'm gonna have to add some beams coming across here. And so I'll keep that in the back of my mind. Removing this wall does many things. And then I'm gonna remove part of this wall right here in the kitchen. I wanna take the main living room, dining room, and den, and I wanna open the den up to the backyard, all right? And so by doing that, I wanna extend this wall here to this wall right here. And so I'm gonna add this space right here to the house for living purposes. And another complication is, how do you do that with the roofs? I've already figured that out, but that's a little more complicated than I can show in a real quick TikTok live. But I'd be happy to show it at some time in the future if you ask me. The laundry room. I like this access, but let's get rid of the laundry room. And one of the features in the kit, and get rid of this door right here, and this door right here. We're going to change the swing. So on this door, we're going to change the swing into the hallway. And here, what the kitchen did not have was a pantry. It had a cabinet at best that you could, store things in. And remember, this house is elevated up off the ground. So if I take this space here and I make this cabinets, just like in the kitchen, and then put cabinets over here, this is now your pantry. We don't need a door here. We could adjust where the door is located. Now the kitchen, I'm going to pick right here, do an L-shaped kitchen. And what I found in all my practice is that the most efficient kitchen shape is an L shape with an island. And so I'm going to make this whole thing the kitchen, put an island right here. And it's a big island. It'll be 5 feet wide, and it'll have plenty of space for 3 to 4 bar stools. And then on this wall, where you used to access the deck from the kitchen, I'm going to make cabinets, base cabinets and overhead cabinets, and then put the kitchen sink right here on axis with this walkway. And I've given myself 4 feet between the counters and the counters. So you've got walking space for 4 feet. 2 people can go back and forth and work in the kitchen without any problem. Centered on the island, I've put the cooktop right here with its hood, and then we've got overhead cabinets that come all around over to here. And at this point, I'll have a cabinet that for storing dishes and glasses, etc. And then a large freezer, and then a refrigerator next to it. So we've got all of these functions in the kitchen. And so we've got the sink over here next to a new big window, lighting the kitchen. And then I'll have a beam across here because I've taken out that wall, and then we'll have a beam up in the attic over here. At this point, I'm adding this addition, if you will, to what will be the breakfast area, and I'm matching one of the existing windows here and come on around. And at this point, I want to put some large glass French doors opening out to a new deck out here, which I would extend out over to here. So the kitchen flows. It is open, completely open here, without messing up all of this structure. And then the existing guest bathroom stays as a guest bathroom. This bedroom stays as a bedroom. This stays as a bedroom. However, when we get to this bathroom, the owners wanted a guest bathroom for sure, but they didn't want this bathroom and another master bath or primary bathroom. So what I've done is we've taken this bathroom and we're going to convert it. We're going to convert this bathroom into the laundry or the utility room. And so we've got space for cabinets, for washer, dryer, and then what was the closet, it gets closed in right here. And this bedroom needs a closet now, but there's this long, skinny closet right here, which we're going to remove, and it has an 18-inch door, believe it or not. So we're going to take that closet, put a bigger door on it, and it's a guest closet, so that's hanging. And so this will be the guest closet and the guest bedroom. So this door goes away. So with very minimal alterations, we have 2 bedrooms, each with their own closets. They will both share this bathroom, which is the guest bathroom. And then we have the utility room with the washer and dryer. The dryer is near the exterior, so the exhaust can go right outside the wall here. The existing window stays where it is, and then this is cabinets and overhead hanging. And there's plenty of room to put a utility sink in here for the laundry. Now, instead of a swinging door here, what I'm proposing to do is to put in a pocket door right here. And I'm a fan of pocket doors, if you've watched any of my videos, because I don't want this door and this door to bang into each other, or when you open this door into the utility room, I want it pure function. So if the door can go out of the way, you can go straight from the kitchen through the pantry to the laundry and back without any sort of disruptions. Now this closet here in the early primary bathroom or bedroom is going to be removed. Here we go, here's the utility room. Now what I need to add is a closet for the walk-in closet, which would be about this big. All right, and then I want to add a primary bathroom here, and then add at the end a new primary bedroom. All right, so we'll be adding and subtracting at the same time. So the let me see, the window here could stay, or it could be removed. It's the owner's choice. But here's a new wall here with a pocket door, and that'll be to the closet. And then of course the closet would be storing right here. The existing hallways are just barely over 3 feet wide. What my recommendation is that at this point here, where this is a bedroom now, we're going to convert it, is jog the wall over some, say 2 feet, so that we now have a 5-foot hallway to the 3.5-foot hallway for the rest of the house. That way it doesn't feel so cramped and congested. And then take this wall right here where the hallway widens, and then put a new set of double windows right here. When you look down the hallway, instead of it being this awfully long hallway, right, it would be wider, and it has windows. Then we're going to rework. This corner will stay, but this wall comes out. And then, let me see, come on down and rework right here. And so we've got I'll put come over 3 feet or 3.5 feet with a short wall, and we'll put the potty right here. And then on this wall here, we'll put the lavatories. So we've got his and her lavatories, and then linen cabinet in between. There we go. And then in this space, we've got a 3-foot by 6-foot tub that would also be a shower. And we can have windows here, great big window. So the bathroom becomes very well lit. And this wall connecting to the bedroom would have a pocket door in it. So, let me see. The house is raised. The house is raised. You can see all the stairs in the front. It's raised 3 feet off the ground, okay? A little over 3 feet. So that makes moving the plumbing a real simple issue. So, so anyway, sliding doors are possibilities. They're great. Pocket doors are underrated. I think, Jackie, you're correct. The problem with that people have had with pocket doors is they have cheap pocket door hardware. If you get better hardware, the doors last forever. I've worked on a house that was built in 1825 that had giant pocket doors. Still works today, and it's beautiful. So from Europe or USA, this is in the United States. This is in Louisiana. At any rate, so we've got our closet, our bathroom, primary bathroom, and then the primary bedroom right here with windows. And then, let me see, put windows here. And so, window in the shower, shower tub. Yes, actually, if you'd use there's several ways we've done it. One is where you have a glass shield that protects the window from the water, or you can have it to where the window itself is actually a vinyl window, and it doesn't matter. It sort of laughs at the water. So it works either way. So put another window right here. So this hallway becomes 5 feet wide. It's even wide enough if you wanted, you could put some bookcases along the wall and make it a library on your way to the primary suite. And then here's the primary suite. Now next thing for me to get to is the outdoor area. So this is, I was raising this as an outdoor area. And then as far as the way the roofs would work, since this is outside and I wanted the kitchen sink to have a nice view, if we took, say, a line right here and came across, all right, this is about 18 feet, which is plenty, but if this is a raised deck and coming across, it's plenty of outdoor space, and then we could have a courtyard right here with ample space to have landscaping, a fountain, and even access. The two things I did not mention is this garage, other than being tiny, it's also rotting. The walls are rotting underneath it. So we're going to take the garage, not only is it too small, it's rotting. And so, but we'll reuse its foundation as best we can. And then, let's see, reuse the foundation for the garage and the concrete, so we don't have to completely rebuild all of that. And then this is also part of the garage. Get rid of that. And now, since we're, what we're doing with the deck here is to have the main floor of the house flow out at the same level all the way back to here. So this area here would just come down. So the garage and this addition was done well after the house, and it was just not high quality. And so we're just going to get rid of it. That was one thing. The second thing I didn't mention is that right off this back area, there's a very, very large, I'll kind of draw the half of it, the trunk. There's a live oak tree right here. It's just gorgeous. And that tree, of course, the shade of that tree is all the way across the house back here. And the owners wanted to look at this, understandably. And so, as close as I could, I've got this wall in the extension for the den, all right, sort of looking at this tree and the roots. The new, have a gabled roof here that would come out over here and stop. And so that this whole area, let's see, right here, this would be a wood deck with a roof on it. Now, granted, it's 3 feet in the air. And so at some point, we need to have stairs that would go down and enter into the new garage. The new garage would be, instead of 20 feet wide, we'd make it 24 feet wide. And instead of 20 feet long, we make it 24 feet long. So this would be the footprint of the new garage. And I would give it at least 9 foot wide doors. And then you can pull in, you can park your car, park 2 cars in there. You can open the doors and get in and out on both sides. And then you've got ample space in the front for either cabinets or storage or bicycles or what have you. But garages will always have storage in them. But if you can make it to where the garage doesn't become a very expensive use, stored, and locked facility on property, you'll actually be able to park your cars there. So we'd have overhead garage doors here and here, and then a new door into the garage there, and then stairs right here going from the deck down into the garage. And of course, you'd see the patio next to the live oak tree. I'd put stairs over here for the guests to come in and come up the stairs and go right in to the house if they're coming in for the back. And then, let me see, this is now your grassy area here. As you go back, and then on axis with your kitchen sink and with these windows, you can have a fountain right here, which would give nice sound to the outdoor area, which is covered. Covered outdoor living spaces is important in Louisiana because it is hot. It's not uncommon for us to have a 75, 80 degree Christmas, all right? So does the addition comply with the rear yard setback? Excellent question, and yes, it does, because it's aligning with the garage. And I've extended this a little, but the garage is not actually on the setback. We've got a little bit more space to do that. But that's a very good question, because one of the hidden parameters in any subdivision are not only your property lines, but the setbacks that you have to have from a property line. So very, very good question. So let me see. Isn't the walk-in closet supposed to be more close? It's jumping around. Let me see. In the other part, let me see. Yes, this door is not centered. So this was my suggestion. All right, and then let me. This is the messy drawing. I wanted to show you how I got to it. But then here's that same floor plan, but with it's all neat and without my magic wall eraser being used. So what we have here is, you come in the house, here's your living room, dining room, and den, connected with the kitchen, the very big kitchen, and it flows right outside into this raised outdoor area here. The tree is in the backyard here. The new primary bedroom has a bank of windows that overlook not only the deck, the landscaping, but then this great big tree, which is beautiful. Have access to their bathroom from the bedroom. They put their bed, on this wall with side tables and nice bench here at the base. The walk-in closet, the laundry room, guest bedroom 1 with its closet, guest bedroom 2 with its closet, and actually one of these bedrooms is going to end up being an office for the owners. So here's the pantry. So in the kitchen, instead of having blender, your toaster, your coffee maker out on the counter, those things would live in here on this counter. And one of the good things we can use about the existing kitchen is we may be able to save a few dollars by repurposing some of the existing kitchen cabinets and put them here in the pantry versus just burn and slash everything that's there, or throw it away. All right, so here's the door, the stairs coming up from the guest parking would be back here. They'd come up the back way, and then, or they can come park in the front and then come through the front door. And so there we have it. And here's our landscaping area right here. And so any questions I can answer? Let me see. Is that a bonus room on the left? This is the primary bedroom right here. This is the closet, the utility room. This is a bedroom. This is an existing bedroom in the house now. This is another existing bedroom in the house. And so it's still a 3-bedroom house, but it has the advantage of a walk-in closet for the primary suite, 2 lavatories and a 3x6 tub shower in the bathroom for the primary suite. It's got a butler's pantry, which is also a shortcut from the owner's primary suite to the kitchen. They can cut right through the butler's pantry to go into the kitchen versus having to walk all the way around to get into the kitchen, which is a circulation issue. And then this door would be fitted so it can open flat against the wall, so when they're having a party, people can actually walk all the way around if they want, or go outside and come back in. So how do you enter? Let me see. The corridor is 2 feet long. I'm not understanding your question. I'm sorry. If you're not an engineer, the corridor, this walkway is 3.5 feet wide. This walkway is going to be 5 feet wide. And so furniture would come in here and can go all the way around. One of the things that for phase 2 on this house would be to take this bathroom had already been redone by the owners, and so I didn't want to throw away the nice finishes that they'd put in there. And I would, however, make the 2-foot 6-inch wide door a 3-foot wide door, and I do the same thing for the bedrooms. So the greenhouse roof, so it's see-through. That'd be a great. That's a good suggestion for the roof for this covered outdoor area. If you made it a Lexan roof or a greenhouse roof, you'd be able to see the branches and the trees through it. That'd be great. That's a lovely idea. I was going to change the front door area. Okay, well, the front door area, what my recommendation is to give it a curb appeal, is to extend the roof out across here, in here, and then have a series of columns that would work its way around. And for me, one of the important things about a renovation is, as an architect, if I do a really good job on a renovation, it doesn't look like I was there. It looks like the renovation came with the original house, okay? And so that's an important feature I think you should keep in mind whenever you're designing a renovation. But I'd mentioned that these windows here were just the morning sun and the afternoon, or all day sun, just heated up this part of the house. If we shade that with an 8 to 10 foot deep porch, we can have for the cost of a porch and a roof, you can, let me see here. Here we go. Move these steps out and then change that front door. So our front door could be these beautiful French doors here. The steps could be anywhere along here. Frequently, the steps will be sort of centered with the facade. I put 5 columns there. I'd probably put 6 in reality, so that we could center the steps on the facade. And then you come into the front doors. This area would be a porch, and if it is a porch, then these steps would be covered over or moved, and we put steps right here. And so if you get guests coming, parking their cars here, they can come up this way, come in here, or circle all the way around. And so you get a wonderful ability to have outdoor living, entertainment, all through here. And with the kitchen being connected to all of this. Another aspect of this would be to take the outdoor kitchen and put an outdoor kitchen, say, along this wall here. It's close and accessible to the kitchen, but it's also wonderful with this raised deck area on the outside. So would the deck be covered? Yes, the whole deck would be covered. Let me show you. This would be all covered right here, okay? So, very good question. Have I developed the elevations? I have. I've got it in 3D, actually. This is for communication purposes and quickness, and to explain. I show my clients the freehand drawings, then I jump on my computer and I do them on the computer in 3D. The garage view from the room. It's essentially a wall here, and it's got windows on the sides. So let me see, walk-in shower or shower tub combo. That's an option. It could be a giant shower, or it could be a tub with a shower in it. And the windows, we talked earlier about different ways. I've had success with windows in a shower. You could either have vinyl windows, which the woods, the water in the shower is not going to rot your window, or you can have it to where there's a splash shield in front of the window that would be on a hinge, like a shower door, that would protect the window from the shower. The heat situation in the living room. Yes, with this covered deck would protect all of that. And that was going to be a phase 2 improvement to the house. So let me see. Flip the primary closet and the bath. I don't see the advantage of it unless you'd have to go through the closet to get to the bathroom. Typically, it's the reverse is preferred. But if that's how you would prefer it, that certainly could be done. How many square feet have I added? Like here and here, I think probably about 600 square feet plus another 600 covered. And a ramp. Yes, you can do a ramp as well. And you could do on this house, you could do a ramp that doesn't look like a ramp, or it's hidden. It even could be on the back side of the garage where it comes up and it doesn't advertise that, oh, there's a ramp. Somebody needs a ramp that lives in this house. So move the wall in the kitchen. The wall was removed here. This is a furniture wall. This is actually where a TV is, would go on that wall. So let me see. Yes, there are sliding doors in the primary bathroom and closet areas. I'm a big fan of pocket doors. So there's a dead zone between the bedroom and the garage. No, this area here, this is a landscaped area. There'd be, we haven't decided where, but somewhere along here, depending upon the landscape architect's plan, we would I was hoping we'd have a fountain here. We might have steps coming down, but this is very much a garden area to enjoy and to view. It'd be very, very pleasant. So, explain how budget constraints played into my decisions. Well, they're my recommendations, and yeah, there's budget constraints. So one is phasing it, and two, how much can you actually do within a certain budget? And the owners bought the house, and it depends on how expensive her house is in the neighborhood. Is the neighborhood being revived, or is it in decay? So a lot of things factor into how much you can or should spend on a house. It's on city sewer. There's no septic system, but that's a good question and consideration. Let me say, anything I would approach differently if I didn't have budgetary constraints? Well, it's not only do I have a budget constraining it, I have a lovely couple that owns this house that have desires and they have a lifestyle. And so, one of the wonderful things I think about being a custom residential architect is no two clients are the same, and no two houses are the same, and so no two solutions are the same. So I never get bored. It's always full of variety. So and it makes it wonderful. So why not 2 nice bedrooms instead of 3? Because one of them is going to be an office. A home office. So that's what's going to happen. Ramps are always handy, even if I don't have a water closet in the house for moving furniture and appliances. All right. Ramps are great, I agree. And I'll make sure that I love universal design. And I always have, keep in my mind, in case something, let's say the owners have a stroke, but they can't get up the stairs. They have a wheelchair or a walker, or they get old, or they want their grandmother to come visit them. Having a provision for a ramp is a very good idea. And it's one that we have provisions for in the future here, but we don't have it in the current budget or plans. All right. So CAD, yes, I use ArchiCAD. And so, and actually with this house, and I've learned this from a TikTok friend in New Jersey who did a series of TikToks saying how he uses LiDAR scans or radar laser scans to get the 3D of a house, sends it off to a company called Canvas.io, and it comes back in his CAD program in 3D. And so this house would take me me and my staff a week to go in, measure everything, locate not only the doors, windows, the electrical outlets, the air conditioning, et cetera, and surmise what the structure is. Instead, we go there, we take about an hour and do the LiDAR scan, send it off, and it comes back in 3D. Then we have to do a little cleanup and verify that it's correct. And then I have a 3D model that I can have on my computer, and I'll take my initial comments and discussions with the owner and then jump on the computer, and then the next time I meet with the owner, I show them in 3D not only what their existing house looks like, but how it might look if we solve the plan. Now here, I've shown you how I've solved the plan. I haven't shown you how I solved the roof. And the roof is a huge issue, which I was able to solve here. And and again, when it's all said and done, the house, to me, has got to look like I was never there. It was just a beautiful house to start with. The outdoor living space outdoor kitchen is here. This is a covered outdoor area. Phase 2 would be a covered deck that went all the way to these areas. It would not only shade the house and shade these windows, but also allow circulation during when you're entertaining. the existing HVAC is not able to handle the current load, much less the additional load. So no, it needs to be replaced and upsized. How long should this take to complete? I would say 6 to 9 months would be ample for the construction for this. And of course, preparing the drawings is going to take another month or two. Depends on how fast we can make selections with the owners and do that. Put the TV down by one of the windows to the far end and create breakfast bar open. Let me see. Yeah, we could wax a window and put a TV there, but it depends where, how important the TV is to your living concepts. No, and it can go in many places. So, let me see. All righty. So, more questions. Constance, I would love to do your house. All right. I'm licensed. Because I'm an architect, I can only practice in states that I'm licensed in. And I've sort of decided to limit my licensure to all those states that butt up to the Gulf of Mexico. We have similar problems with hurricanes, with humidity, and with insects that will eat your house. If you sit outside in a wooden chair, they may eat the chair out from under you if the termites are swarming. But at any rate, it's not quite that bad. But the solutions are similar in all of these states. So it's essentially Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida. You're in Arkansas. Well, not far away. I've got some good friends that are architects in Arkansas that certainly could help you, Constance. Not a fan of closets in the bathroom. Explain the ventilation. Well, as far as your disdain for closets in the bathroom, I understand that, and we've got a report coming out based on the 19th that is a big complaint or a big issue with a lot of people that they prefer 2 doors from the bedroom into the one into the bathroom and one into the closet and keep them separate. Others love it that way. So for you, I would come up with a different floor plan where the entrance into the closet was separate from the entrance to the bed, from the bathroom. And there's different ways to do that. But the most efficient way to do that, which I would have done in this case, except I wanted the view of the tree, so I wanted the bedroom at the end. The most efficient way is to have it to where we don't have this hallway right here. Like put the door to the bedroom right here, and then you have the bedroom, then you have access to the closet or the bathrooms in the back. And you would actually gain that square footage or not have to build it at all with the same functions. But it's, again, each project is different, and each client is different, and each site is different. And in this site, there's a live oak tree over here that I wanted to make sure that we had a good view of. All right, so composite decking, absolutely. I can't tell you how many clients have called me 8 to 10 years after they built their house with pressure-treated wood decking, and they've had to replace it, and they have to replace it. And it's the composite decking is the way to go. It costs more the first time, but it will be there for the duration. What's the best resource to find an architect in Connecticut? Oh, there's a lot of good architects in Connecticut. What I would recommend is if you call your AIA or go on the website for the AIA chapter and look for the CRAN members. It's CRAN. And CRAN is Custom Residential Architects Network. And so it's a group of architects, it's a specialty of architects that just do custom residential. and they belong to that knowledge community, the AIA calls it, and it's CRAN, C-R-A-N. So call the AIA office and ask for a list of the architects that are members of the CRAN. Okay? Or Google CRAN, and you can do the same thing. And with that, I want to plug my book. It's The Forever Home. It's in its second printing. And what this is, it's a book by an architect, by me, but it is not about my work. All the pictures are my projects, but the book is full of advice that I've given owners throughout my career. Before I was a full-time architect, I was a professor at LSU teaching architecture. And the professor, I can't get it out of me, so I have to explain things. But what this book is, it's advice that I've given homeowners for 43 years. And it is essentially how to work with an architect to get the home of your dreams. The first chapter is, what is a forever home? How do you work with your architect? And with the chapter 1, do you even need an architect? Well, the answer is no. But at a certain point, you'd be well advised to have an architect. If you have an existing home and you want to renovate it and fix the floor plan, my recommendation is to at least get an architect, locate one that will do what I call a design consult. And they'll literally fix your floor plan and concept. And then you can go to a builder and or a drafting service and then have them draw it up and actually go ahead and save all of the, reduce your fees that way. If it's more important or a bigger renovation, then not only should you have the design consult, but I'd recommend using an architect to do everything. But the book has 7 chapters, and it's all about the process. It's a roadmap, if you will, on what to expect when you engage in a renovation project or a new construction for your house. And then the last area, last chapter, chapter 7, is the 4-letter word cost. And that has come up already with several of the questions I can see here. How much is this going to cost? What is the budget? Blah, blah, blah. And this chapter is all about anecdotes of ways clients over my 43 years have tried to save money. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it backfires. And so I just want to let you know of what some of the clever ways people have tried. Everybody wants to conserve their resources, and I understand that. But understand that there's some caveats that come with that. But I don't discourage it. A lot of people want to do it yourself. That's great. But understand that if you're going to be do it yourself, you may, by the time you learn how to do it, if you haven't done it before, it's too late. You've already expended the time and money. If you had to do it a second time, you'd be better at it. But you don't have that. If you're going to pay once, you need to get it right the first time. And so, when you work with a professional, you get what you pay for. And so, but anyway, this book is not about the pictures of my work. It is about the process you'll go through in construction, and it's sage advice I've given my clients throughout my career, and I recommend it. You can get it on Amazon. So, any other questions? Could an interior designer give legitimate ideas on a floor plan? Absolutely. In the 10 years I taught at LSU, the last few years I insisted on teaching collaborative studios where architects and interior designers were in the same. They were teamed up on the same project, and it was wonderful. But interior designers really understand how, they're taught with far more rigor than, say, a decorator, right? And it's not to slam decorators, but decorators aren't licensed in states where interior designers are. Yes, they can give great ideas. And the process that I go through with all my clients is if they have an interior designer, I want to talk to them early in the process. I will show them the schematic design, and I'll ask them to comment on it. And they can see it in 3D, just like the owner, I show the owner, as well as in plan. And then I ask them for their input. If there are too many windows, or the artwork, the furniture they have. Frequently, I'm working with an interior designer right now that had a piece of furniture that was specific for the house, that was 54 3/4 inches wide, and it needed to go in the foyer. And so I needed to, how am I going to put that in the foyer and make the foyer work and not look like it was forced? And of course, we came up with a solution that solved that. And there were many other items where the interior designer had some wonderful suggestions to the plan. I don't agree with all of them, but we work it out with the owner and come up with a collaborative solution that is far better than if it was left up just to me or just left up to the interior designer. So, anything.